Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. Let me adjust the audio. I don't think you're actually hearing it, to be fair. I don't think that there might not be much to hear right now. Settings, audio. Turn the ambient music up a little bit. There we go. And we'll continue from here, guys. Let me adjust this mic so I'm not leaning down into it. Hope you guys are having a nice day. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow for support, depending on the platform you guys are watching this on. And I hope you're enjoying yourself. I can see that the audio for this is actually quite low, but we'll keep it here for now, see how it goes. Once again, before we get straight into this, don't forget to check out the Discord link below if you want to be a part of the community and chat. While not commenting on every single video that's released, though, that's completely fine. If you just want to be able to reach me off stream, that's where you'll get the best spot. And just to throw it out there, thank you, Mom, for stopping by. Very much appreciated, and I hope you have a nice day. And I love you too. Thanks for the support. Very much appreciated. And to everybody else, the same thing goes to all of you, just like we're all friends and family here. Also, if you want to go the extra mile for support and donate or become a Patreon member, you can do that at the link below as well. And without further ado, we're going to go straight into this game. And there's one thing I'd like to mention, and that is I talked to somebody earlier. Just going to leave name out for now. And I'm going to go Malkavian because that's something I'm purposely choosing myself because I really want to see that path. While I'm interested in the Malkavians, I don't actually want to play them, which may disappoint some others, but to me, I'm interested in them as like a distancer to talk to or interact with, but not really be. And so Hope is somebody, I believe Hope was her name, who was a Malkavian that I actually want to interact with myself. And then apparently the Gangrel storyline is one of the most challenging, and she was actually the other person I wanted to talk to. So we're going to do her as the second playthrough. Apparently we can't go through all three playthroughs in this time, so I won't actually do a separate playthrough to go through the third one. I really don't personally care for that. I don't really care for that other person either. I mean, I would like to go through all of them, but since I can't, I'm just going to go with what I can. And apparently you can only choose 2 out of the 3. So I'm going to choose those 2. If anything else is different, we'll find out. But for now, let's see. Can I click on these people before going? Searching for Hope. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Sophie suggests you meet Hope, a reclusive member of the Malkavian clan. She's supposedly holed up in an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan. And I'm going to hit accept right now. Sorry for all the stuttering, you know. Anyways, I'm going to mess up words a lot, probably. I mean, I think I did in the last 2, but I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. And don't hate me too much for when I do mess up. It's a quiet, moody internet cafe. Half of its space serves as a comfy coffee bar these days. But behind a glass wall, it is still a space dedicated to rows of PCs. From the street, you can notice tired adults in casual clothes typing away absent-mindedly, and some bored kids wasting the late evening hours on colorful online games. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay, no problem, Lucid. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Appreciate the lurk and information. If Sophie's intel is to be believed, there is where Hope has set up her haven. One of the waiters is standing outside the building, gazing at the sky with a smartphone in one hand and a vape pen in the other. You approach the man and tell him, "I'm looking for Hope." He releases a soft chuckle. "Yeah, you and me both." The man slowly takes a drag from his e-cig, sizing you up and down in silence. After a long, awkward moment, when you're ready to leave him be, he raises his voice again. "Come, right this way." He heads back into the cafe and you follow his lead. When you make your way through the space with computers, no one averts their gaze from the spreadsheets, emails, Facebook profiles, or games of Fortnite. It's a common sight, one you wouldn't have paid much attention to a few weeks ago, but now it seems so unnervingly quaint. Would they still be spending their time like this if they were immortal? The waiter unlocks an unassuming door at the end of the room and lets you inside. You two swiftly make your way through a labyrinth of sterile gray corridors, taking confusing twists and turns. Feels like you're traveling into a different world, crossing one invisible portal after another. Eventually, you reach your destination. Your guide motions you into a dark room with a lone source of pale light, a computer screen in the distance beckoning you to come closer. As you do, you hear the door shutting behind your back and a short chuckle echoing behind it. Is this the place? Nothing else to do but sit on a chair in front of the computer. The monitor displays a modern chat application. A cursor is blinking in the user's nickname entry field in the middle of the screen, obviously expecting you to input your handle. After brief consideration, you type in I don't know if I want to put my name. We'll do a random string of characters. After QWERTY turns out to have been taken by someone else, you settle on QWERTY to you up. It works. After a few seconds, the chat window opens and messages start appearing on the screen in quick succession. Hostage, executioner. Just to be clear, I don't have a wank rag. LMAO. Oh, for sure. No, for real. LMAO was meant for Jerry, of course. Not much longer. Yeah, Jerry is the chat MVP. I mean, I've admitted to far worse things on here. God, I'm so horny. Not sure why I'd have a need to lie about this one. Oh my god, literally, who cares? You and me both, bozo. Wait, who is QWERTY? QWERTY? No idea. A new user wasn't here a second before. What the hell? Was anyone informed? No announcement. I know I wasn't. Question mark? QWERTY, identify yourself. Within 2 minutes or get banned. The chat goes silent. Everyone's seemingly waiting for you to say something before proceeding. This must be a close-knit group. Better say something before they kick you out. Looking for Hope. Is she here? Who the fuck are you? This was meant to be a safe channel, investigating what went wrong. How did they even get in here? Stay calm. Can you get their location, Jerry? LOL. Yeah, sure. That's our Jerry. Gonna DM it to anyone interested. Oh boy, now you're in trouble. Yeah, you're gonna. Regret, dumbass. The day you decided to spy on us. You've had enough of these trash-talking randoms. Time to teach them some respect. Your blood fires up. Ancient powers start coursing through your veins, fingers tapping the keyboard buttons on their own. You people better stay quiet if you know what's good for you. You have no idea who you're messing with. You will obey me. The chat goes silent once again, and then explodes. Ah ha 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 ha! What am I looking at here? LOL. Oh shit, watch out, he started typing properly. I'm so glad I decided to log in earlier today. You have no idea who you're messing with. Would be so pissed if I missed this. You know he means business. Okay, they're laughing still. Guess your powers don't work online. Go figure. You know your cheeks would turn blood red right now if they still could. Hey, I mean, it was worth a shot. Got the info. Nice. You want to die, asshole? You will die. You will die. 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 Sentenced to death for a shitty basic online handle. I'm literally on my way to kill you right now. Yeah, sorry to inform you, you're about to die. Rip, bitch. You're getting your throat slit right here, right now. A split second after you read the message, you feel someone's arms tighten around your neck. The violent return to reality catches you off guard. A jolt of panic rushes through your brain, paralyzing you momentarily. You've come to the wrong chat room, motherfucker. A ridiculous whisper rings out next to your ear, and the grip under your head gets even tighter. You start struggling, but even with your newfound supernatural strength, you're having trouble breaking out. This isn't a normal human you're dealing with. Last words? Your chat room sucks ass. Hey, that's just rude, but I still laughed. The hand holding your chin shifts its position slightly. Don't struggle, or I will break your windpipe. Or my phone, which would end up even worse for you. Sounds of a camera shutter and light flashing. Did they just take some selfies with you? Alright, that's enough fun. I'm letting you go, we can have a talk. Don't do anything stupid, Mr. Intruder. Pretty please? The mysterious assailant loosens their grip on you and gently pushes you away. You quickly turn to take a good look at them. Let me just finish this. Oh, she looks cool. She looks badass. It's a pale blonde woman in her 20s, giving you slightly judgmental looks while rapidly tapping away at her phone screen. First, you notice her outrageous outfit, seemingly thrown together from random thrift store finds. Then you take note of her tattoos, a sprawling tapestry of odd patterns and designs covering every visible part of her body. At first glance, it all seems aimless, but has a consistent sense of style upon closer inspection. Her eyes focus on you for a second. Gave you a scare, huh? Sorry, that's what you get for entering a lady's haven without her permission. And she's back to her phone. With her relatively small build, it's hard to believe you had trouble overpowering her physically. But then again, nothing is what it seems when it comes to the undead. Even compared to the vampires you've met so far, she comes off as an eccentric, curious presence. She shoots you another glance, noticing you're still cautious of her. Calm yourself, man. I won't pull anything like this anymore. It was just a... feel stupid saying it out loud. A vibe check. Vibe check. Yeah, I got a glimpse of your vibe on the internet, and in a dangerous situation, I'd say I've got a pretty good idea about who you really are. I'm Hope, by the way. If you're here, you've probably heard of me, so I went ahead and skipped the pleasantries, but come to think of it, might have skipped too many of those. Yeah, she definitely fits the description you were given by Sophie. I still can't believe you got so mad online. You actually tried to use your powers on people talking trash about you from who knows where. Jesus. But you know, I kind of respect that dedication. It's amusing. Your chat room sucks ass was funny, so there's that. Unless you really meant it, in which case, hey, fuck you. Anyway, don't worry about the chat. It was all a game to us. No hard feelings, okay? I'll introduce you properly later. On the monitor, the chat continues normally. Your visit is like yesterday's news, no longer relevant to anything. But, look, if we're gonna talk about you, you should have something to say too. What are you doing here? About time, she asked. Note to self, she really loves the sound of her own voice. I'm looking for people to join my coterie. Coterie? Been there, done that. Not interested. Unless... She takes a closer look at you. Her eyes go wide. Wait. Shit! Are you the new Langley plaything? Word seems to be getting around fast. Of course you are. It was obvious the second Langley got her hands on a new servant, she'd start building a network. Your emissions tell me that could really come in handy when... But Langley, that's a risky game. This kind of ambition attracts too much attention. Piss off. But then again, fucking Kara. She seems to be having a spirited argument with herself. Only parts of it audible. Is it just you, or do her facial expressions and body language change a bit between one sentence and the other? Before you make certain it's not just your eyes playing tricks on you, she focuses half of her attention back on you. The other half, of course, is still obsessed with her smartphone. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not interested in cooperation, but before I make a decision, I need to make sure you sort of understand me, and that I sort of understand you. And since I was planning to put on a show before you came here, I propose a little game. Hope absentmindedly spins her phone in her hand, considering how to put her thoughts into words. Then she approaches a switch on the wall and flicks it. Neon lights flare up, illuminating the room. You take a look around. The room is certainly unique. It looks like a butcher's room, repurposed to be a living space. The modern computer in front of you starkly contrasts ominous industrial walls. At the back, there's an overwrought bed covered in velvet with meat hooks hanging above it. On top of the bed sheets, you notice what seem to be pieces of elaborate S&M equipment and a camera. Wait a minute. You want my help? Moderate my cam show. Cam show? Your eyebrows twitch involuntarily. This is definitely not the kind of request you expected to hear tonight. She notices your confusion. Take it or leave it, buddy. You just became a kindred, but you want to become my partner in crime? Show me you can handle yourself while watching my back in my everyday environment. She's serious. The show starts in 10 minutes. If you think yourself better than this, better walk out the door right now. I won't hold a grudge. I've got better things to do. As if to prove it, she looks at something displayed on her phone and cracks a brief grin. Another reply typed down with absurd speed. Tap, 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 tap. 9 minutes. It's now or never. Show moderator. Risk of violating the Masquerade? High. Content warnings? Oh yes. So, do you take the job? Why the hell not? Hope brightens and her smile looks surprisingly sincere. Excellent. I promise you might find this interesting in more ways than one. Alright, give me a second. She spends a minute setting up the computer you used before, then urges you to sit down. The explanation of the moderator's functionalities is simple. It boils down to ignoring anyone who doesn't disrupt the chat, banning anyone who does, and kicking anyone who's causing minor trouble. 5 minutes later, she's already online, sitting on her bed in a provocative pose. It is a sex show, isn't it? Her voice, previously hushed, rings out with full force. How are you doing tonight, hopefuls? You peek at the chat. We're not worthy, queen. Fucking A, angel. Hell yeah. Time to fuck. Oh god. I don't want to be tested. We're not worthy. Queen, fucking A, angel. Time to fuck. I think everything's fine, right? Nobody's bothering the chat right now. We'll ignore for now. You're tempted to try out the kick and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone for a little dirty talk. Thank you. Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new moderator, Cardioid. LMAO. Oh, who? LMAO, sorry for sentencing you to death early. At least the community here seems to be a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual. Or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decided to stay silent. Eventually people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the star of the show. Alright, let's start this one with a bang, shall we? It begins. Queen. Oh boy, she's going to do it. I think it's fine. So this is where the strip show starts. You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Right off the bat, the online audience is treated to a sight of her wholly human set of teeth, turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. She raises her left wrist for everyone to see, and then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horrifying, gory mess. It's unclear if she used them to slash or bite, but one thing is for sure. No ordinary human could cause such damage. If an ordinary human suffered such a wound, you'd expect a geyser of blood to appear too, but it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing Vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking like a hyena feasting on a corpse. The contrast of her behavior with her look of an Instagram model is stunning. When she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. Shortly after the wound is gone, it's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing bad ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer. First blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell is going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns into your direction. How's that for an opening? This... Oh, look, that's the first time it didn't actually let me give the reply that I clicked on. So I guess this isn't a sex okay, so this isn't a sex show. Sex? Or were you counting on me getting naked in front of you or something? Oh, honey, we've just met each other. If you expected a strip show, yeah, sorry to disappoint. This is more like a live stream digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. You peek at the chat. They're going wild. She did that? For free? I'd love to lick your wrists clean, my fallen angel. Ha ha ha, yes! Nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion, a rose petal dancing in the eye of a violent hurricane. But eroticism is not the key here, it's a vampirism. It's a new frontier, a living art installation, and in the early 90s, the Japanese artists kept producing these videotapes with beautiful women committing gory harakiri. Those are an inspiration. She bares her fangs again in a devious grin. But I have no interest in an auto-destruction, or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at a beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. The people watching can pay to see more. Oh, and don't worry, the only thing the audience can see and hear are the things I allow them to. We can talk freely, just remember to moderate the chat, will you? High risk of violating the Masquerade. What a joke, she's blatantly breaching it in front of anonymous viewers. Still speechless, you turn your attention to the screen. Why, guapa. Alright, I'm feeling generous today. Have you planned your next tattoo yet? I'll pay for the next attraction. Looking like a pink marshmallow covered in raspberry sauce. Thirst victim, just letting you know you're based. I know. Okay, so this guy. Okay, so we need a kick. You give the guy a kick for spamming the chat. A few seconds later, Hope groans loudly. What the hell did he kick Masochist for? It's normal for people to show their excitement like this from time to time. Meh. Maybe he'll interrupt it as his queen hurting him, or interpret it as his queen hurting him and be grateful, but stop messing up. Oh well. Exactly how I feel. I thought that was it. I don't know what exactly she wants me to get rid of. Is there something supposed to be blatantly obvious? I thought that was a blatantly obvious thing I was supposed to get rid of. A special message appears on the chat log claiming somebody who has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. Hope smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. It must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see. Drink up! Drink up! Drink up! Drink up, hard face, hard face, hard face. Hope pours all the contents of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. You don't even bother to tell her this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So what do you know about the Kindred and the internet? Have they told you anything? While she is waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampiric feat, she decides to start a conversation. Is there a vampire internet? If you find something like that, vampiric internet, stay away. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure networks. We tried to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything. She's still working the phone in one hand while looking for another or something under the bed with other. On how many things she can concentrate on at one time, exactly? Then one day the NSA got in. Turns out elders never really got the hang of proper security practices, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. Then of course, all the other three-lettered intelligence agencies in the world got the intel, and a lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for our post-9/11 times. The Second Inquisition came into being. Ever heard of it? A lot of our kind died just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old networks serve as government honeypots, kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter or Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. Fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there's a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. She stretches onto the bed. I hope you are still monitoring the chat. Of course not. You're not as good at dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages. Is she talking to somebody? Can't wait for the real thing to start. This 2-monitor setup rules. Call of Duty on one screen, drop dead hotness on the second screen. The only woman I don't hate. I hope more like... Wait, hope. More like my favorite hoe. Despite the nickname, they seem supportive. You leave them alone. You look away from the screen for a second, and when you look back, there are 3 new messages from the same user. Yo, is it just me or does your face look kind of retarded? Okay, so this is the obvious one. But don't worry, baby, if you're a special needs person, I have a special thing here to satisfy you. It's my dick. Doing great job back there, Cardioid. The guy gets banned. And it didn't even give me an option. So I could have just done nothing the entire time and it still would have passed. God damn it. The guy gets banned and Hope goes back to running the show. Great job, Cardioid. Great job, Cardioid. Great job, Cardioid. They must have heard her. You've messed up. Anyway, yeah. When the Nosferatu admitted to Camarilla, their network got compromised. The elders went to batshit insane. Internet communications became strictly forbidden. There were executions. I did a bad job? What do you mean? I didn't even get a choice to ban that person. It just did it. A lot of people use social media to secretly contact their mortal families and lovers got offed. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with final death. Thanks to user G.SKILL, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded. Let's go! Vanishing Act. Dehumanize yourself and face to bloodshed. She raises her hand. 3 fingers up. 2 fingers up. 1 finger's up. The countdown ends, and she immediately disappears from the screen, like a ghost. You can still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where a silhouette should be, but it could very well be just placebo. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1. A flash of the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes in cheers again. She is their vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing her social media? You realize you are way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. Those were some wild times, especially in New York. While most of them have no clue as to our real nature, a lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as a national threat. And since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very much present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago. It was a big one. Stir up the hornet's nest, something fierce. But although it's 2019, New York City is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War fucking II, and the cam as a whole got really spooked and swore off the internet. Of course, they're not dumb and understand that you can't really coexist with modern kind without the internet. It's a gray zone right now, like piracy. Technically frowned upon, but let the one without sin cast the first stone. The SI is a real threat, no joke, but in many senses, the darkest place is right under the candle. You take another look at the screen. We want blood. How about some bat stuff? Can you do some bat stuff? Can you show us next time? It's been a long, hard day. Please give me a shout out. A familiar nickname pops up. Okay, so he does it again. So I feel like if I ignore her, she's gonna be pissed that I didn't do it. I'm gonna ignore this time just because of last time. But I feel like, you know what, just ignore. The guy seems to be having the time of his life. Good on you, buddy. You're just going to let this guy shit up the chat? Come on, it's your job to react to spam. Really? I knew this was gonna happen. She lets out a dejected sigh and kicks the guy from the room herself. Can't imagine she's too satisfied with how you handled the situation. Show goes on. Oh yeah, fun fact about being a vampire, we can sweat and pee if we just exert ourselves really hard. Some of us can even orgasm. We can even cry, but only tears of blood. It's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. So romantic. It drives them crazy. You know, to be honest, I have no fucking idea how to moderate her chat. I did the first time, she seemed to get pissed at me. I did it the second time, and she does get pissed at me. Yeah, oh, you definitely did. You definitely came at the wrong time, Asmon. But yeah, as I was saying, like, I literally did one thing the first time, thinking that was gonna cause a problem. And she said something like she was mad at me. Then the second time, I decided not to, even though I knew something was gonna happen. So I don't do it, and then she does get mad at me. So it's like, man, I don't even know. Ah, shit. As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. The chat goes wild. This seems to be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for. An angel that fell down from heaven. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Oh god, she did it again. Beautific. Hope your tortured soul finds some calm eventually. Can you imagine USA assembling a blood-sucking squad that would just cruise by the border and suck blood out of any illegal they found? The very thought gives me the biggest boner. See, it's just like, I don't know what she wants. See, I want to kick him. I do, but I feel like she's just gonna get pissed at me. Should I just ignore everything? You know, fuck it, I'm gonna kick. And kicked. Just to be clear, you realize what we're doing here is a blatant breach of the Masquerade, right? Always when in doubt, always pick C. I also expected you to leave or inform somebody by now, but you haven't, have you? You try to focus on the chat. I can't even tell if I did right there. A familiar nickname is displayed on the screen. Okay, I'm banning him. I don't care, okay? The first time she got mad that I didn't do it, or did do it, the second time she got mad that I didn't do it, this time I'm just gonna ban. Looks like Mr. Masochist needs a longer break. After you ban him, you hear Hope's voice. Good job handling that guy. Oh my god. At least I got a compliment. That's just 4chan dialogue. Great. If nothing else works out, seems like you fit this job at the very least. In any case, the last goal has just been funded. It's time for the great finale. This is what you've all been waiting for, right? Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Her voice has changed. She gets closer to the camera, letting her face fill the frame of the live feed. Her mesmerizing eyes are focused purely on the viewers. You wanted blood! Come out into the streets, claw out your neighbors' throats, slash their veins, and drink up. All yes, queen. Hope's presence becomes absolutely horrifying, and it influences the chat in some incomprehensible way. Everyone starts typing like they are possessed. Liberate yourselves from the shackles of ordinary morality. Make them scream. Feel the warmth of their entrails. No, she is Malkavian. I think she's using demontation right now. Chat's going crazy. Yeah, all just going crazy. What the hell is she doing to those people? What have you gotten yourself into? Transcend your bodies, release the message of hope into the world. She jerks violently for a second and then falls down on the bed like a marionette that had just had its strings severed. She exhales loudly a few times and laughs. When she does, the room goes dark again. All right, that's enough. Instead of continuing, she does something with her phone. Stream ends and the chat instantly becomes dead quiet. Let me take over. The atmosphere in the room has completely changed. She's already put herself together and stood up. Now she's walking towards you. What the fuck just happened? Guess the show's over. Everyone relax and go home. Oh, and I was almost ready to come, bros. Are these all of her personalities? Hostage, I swear on my father's grave, one day I will find you and kick the ever-living shit out of you. After every line she delivers, she changes her voice, the way she puts her lips together, and even the way she moves. You've caught glimpses of her acting this way, but only now have you started to figure it out. How would we act? We definitely found out that it's her personalities. Like, she has multiple different personalities with this. Different voices and everything, so how would I react? Wait a minute, does this mean... We know what it means. We know what happened, basically. So... But it's impossible? But I mean, it's happening, so... I'm gonna... But it's impossible says it can't be happening, so I'm gonna go, wait a minute, does it mean... Because that seems like we already figured it out, right? Yeah. Wait a minute. Does that mean... I'm immortal. I'm bored. I'm separated from most vampires in this city by a generational chasm. Or chasm. And I'm so goddamn lonely. The internet used to be my only friend. Years ago, I started researching Topus. Collective unconsciousness. All the mumbo-jumbo at the intersection of psychology and spirituality. And I decided to experiment. The show was fake. A few years later, I was an Instagram fashionista, a successful erotic model, a vital part of pop culture commentariat, a viral shitposter, a cryptocurrency expert. All of my internet slaves started signal boosting each other, paving the way for new ones. I became a one-woman empire, surrounded by legions of psycho fans. The chat was fake. Some may think of it as a dissociative identity disorder, but that's bullshit. Everyone has online alter egos they buried. I just resurrected them, gave birth to new ones, and let them crossbreed. Okay. The constant tapping at the phone, even during the show. Somehow, she's capable of impersonating an entire chat room. I don't even have a self that could disassociate or be mentally ill. I'm a host, a living database. I live because I find it fun to be an information conduit, to process trends and support the ones I deem worthy. There was no Masquerade violation. She was showing off her skills all along. She put you into a world of pure fiction, the same way she was testing you back when she attacked you from the back. I have an itchy ass nose. Sorry. Damn, she's good at this. Of course, you could just ignore what I'm saying and decide I'm just another deranged Malkavian. But hey, Annihilation of the self is the only way to survive in the 21st century. Oh yeah, I definitely think she's better than Jeanette and Therese. Honestly, I really hated Jeanette, and Therese was just a bitch, but I really like this personality better. If there ever was an era that demanded images of beautiful people transcending beyond humanity and inspiring others to do the same, it's this one. Although, for now, because of Masquerade, my audience is quite limited. Speaking of, you want to be the star of my next movie? Sure, why not? I have a hunch you're just saying that. Still, hey, in a way, this too is transcending beyond self. But yeah, your test is over. Now the question is, do I want to work with you? She puts away her phone for the first time since you've met her and gives you a good, hard look. Guess I can give it a shot. Yeah, you're not that dumb, you're not that boring, and you're kinda cute. Don't worry, no more modding jobs. Mods get attached. That's always bad news. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Hey, completely fine. I think her personality is themselves are cool. How it's built around. It's not just two personalities. It's a lot more than that. I think it's cool how she functions like that, completely all at once coexisting, whereas Jeanette and Therese, they did coexist, obviously, but it was more separate, like they were their own person. Whereas, at least, and I mean only in the first Bloodlines game, because that's the only one I played, I didn't play the tabletop. But in this one, in her specifically, they're all coexisting at the exact same time. They're all doing stuff at the exact same time. And I think that's cool. And she doesn't get on my nerves as bad as, well, Jeanette did. I just, like I said, I just didn't like Jeanette. And yeah, I do think it's cool. I think the thing that they're pushing with Bloodlines 2 and the actual tabletop version is that while there is different clans, they're not just separated by clans. So every clan isn't just all Torador or all Malkavian. Like Malkavians, Toradors, Tremere, there we go. They can all be part of different factions, different groups. It doesn't matter like exactly what their clan is. Of course, the clans have their standards, but then there's sub-standards. There's what they want to do as well. They could still be their own vampire and still be in other factions, clans, joins, etc. A clan is just like, it's what you are. It's basically like, for instance, like, would that be inaccurate if I was saying like, yeah, I'm white? That's something that like I can't change. I just am white. But it doesn't mean that I have to stick to just like things that like white people like or do. I can do anything. I can like anything I want. I can want anything I want. And that's the same with anybody. And I think that's the same thing they're trying to portray in this game and now coming out Bloodlines 2 and then definitely in the tabletop. That just because you're a Malkavian doesn't mean you have to be like every other Malkavian, or you have to stay into only what Malkavians like or do or what they think of or how they act. They can also be interested in social media, like you're pointing out. They can also function to a certain degree. They're not all stuck to one way because of one stereotype. And I like that. I think that's great. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. I put you through enough shit. Next time, I'll let you in on a little job I'm doing with the streets, and you'll see why Sophie told you to contact me. She leads you through a labyrinth of gray corridors. It's a different route than the one you made your way through in. Jesus Christ, that name. This city is so much more than what its elites consider real. Stick with me and I'll guide you to places Camarilla elders couldn't reach in 100 years. She leads you out of the building into the back alleys. Even if someone else rules the streets, we will rule the information highways. This is the power of hope. She lets out a theatrical laugh and disappears. You don't even notice when she leaves you alone, but you assume everything went as well as it could. A new ally, the power of hope. As you walk off into the night, everything around you feels a little less tangible than it did a few hours ago. I definitely agree. I think it's a lot, I don't want to say a lot more interesting, but I definitely think it's going to be harder, or it should be harder. I don't know, because I haven't played the second game yet, Bloodlines 2. But this is giving it a representation, but I don't know how much modern society is going to impact the second game, because whereas this one's all written, it's not actually played in like a first-person or third-person perspective. It can do more with the story. It can showcase more, whereas maybe in the next game, Bloodlines 2, there's gonna be cameras in some areas that, like, you just can't go through. Like, in the first one, there was cameras, but I don't think it was such a huge deal as in the second game it's gonna be. I think that cell phones and stuff like that may play some part in the second game, but I don't think it's gonna be as serious as, like, you're caught on film once, like, somebody takes a picture and it's, like, in news, you see that, like, random person climbing building, and then, like, what is this? And then, like, if you do it too much, maybe the news will be like, this is obviously real, and then your game ends or something like that. Like, I don't know exactly what extent modernization or technology is going to have in the second game and how it's going to actually impact the game. Like, yeah, we know it's hard for vampires to function or to keep their secret because of that, but are we going to see representation of that? Like, will we actually see that, and how much will we see it is something I am curious about. You know, 1 second. My nose is itchy for whatever reason, I don't know why. I do have to say that is something that I am really curious about because of the fact that I just really want to know, will we see it implemented into the game, and how much will we see it implemented into the game? Let's see. I need rest? Okay, so we'll rest. That's probably what it is. I don't, like, it's like I itch it and it's like it still needs itching. That's probably what it is. I do have allergies. You notice something strange by the front door of your haven. A letter's been slipped under the door in a cream-colored, old-fashioned envelope. There's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. Opening the letter, it's clear it's been sent by someone incredibly old-fashioned, rich, or a fan of classic stationery. No normal person sends letters like this. The note is short and terse, written in elegant, delicate handwriting. You're cordial, invited to a rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. There's no other information. It looks like you have a mysterious invitation for the following night. Can we do both? Let's see. Yeah, so that's the gay girl. That's the second line we want to go to. No. Invitation. But do I have to go there? Can I do this one first? Because I want to do the Hope one first. But I don't know if there's timed missions. I'm going to do the Hope one first. Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing Gangrel, because I heard that you can only follow 2 plot lines of the people you want to film a coterie with. Out of like the 3, which is like Hope, this person, oh no, her, this person, yeah, it's a kind of magic, so the Tremere, Malkavian, and the Gangrel, yeah, but I heard you can only do 2 of them. Like, if you want to do them fully. So I want to do the Malkavian first, and then I want to do the Gangrel. When you get to the internet cafe, Hope is already waiting out front. The sight catches you off guard. A part of you suspected that she might be more of a shut-in. My haven is my castle type. I honestly don't really know if I have a favorite yet. In the first game I played the Ventru just because it seemed to be the most like me, because I like to roleplay me in a situation. So I do what I would do, I act how I would act, I say what I would say, etc. if I was in this situation, and I try to keep it that way. And unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of background knowledge when I jumped into Bloodlines 1 or anything, so I answered the questions, it gave me the Ventru, and I went with it. I did get some time to look at them all, and I was like, okay, maybe these. But I think I might actually possibly take a little bit more of a deeper dive into the second one, because in the second one you can create what you look like, and I like that. So I'm gonna have to re-go through each of them. I definitely know I'm probably not gonna do Malkavian, only because of how they are. I definitely like interacting with the Malkavians. I just don't want to be Malkavian because I want to understand my story. I don't want to have to try to like pick through the story to try and understand it. I want to understand it immediately. If I don't understand what's going on, I want it to be because I haven't searched enough or I haven't found the information yet. I don't want it to be because I don't want to not understand what I'm saying. So that's the reason why I won't do that. I won't be Nosferatu. I just find them ugly as hell, and I don't want them to. I don't want my character to be ugly. Okay, that's the end of it. I will probably be Ventru, Gangrel, maybe Tremere. Probably one of those three. Probably. Like I said, I still have to go through it, but it's a heavy set that it's either gonna be Ventru or Gangrel. It really depends, because I'm gonna want to choose somebody who I can relate to, or a clan that I can relate to. But we'll have to also see how the game like plays that out, because it's not just as simple as Bloodlines 1. Oh yeah, it's not just as simple as Bloodlines 1 where you choose a clan and then you're the clan at the beginning, because you're not. You will eventually, like, I think it's like how it has it set up is by the time you fully join a faction or clan, and you finally join that clan and become a full-blood vampire, you're stuck in that choice after you get there. And I don't know if that means, like, once I join that clan, because I know at times you can leave factions, you can stop supporting them, or you can say, I don't want to support this or help this guy out anymore. You can do that. But does that mean if we do that, do we still stay full-blooded, let's say, Gangrel, full-blooded Ventru, if we're not staying there? Or is that, like, once you choose your full-blooded clan, are you stuck forever in that clan? Like the faction tied to it, etc. So I really don't know yet. Like it's really gonna be based on how the game plays out, the characters in it. Because say I really hate somebody and they're being a dick and they're pissing me off, I'm like, well, fuck you, and they're like, well, fuck you, and I'm like, well, fuck you too. Like if they do that, I'm not gonna want them to turn me. So I'm like, no, you know what? No, not worth it. So I'll leave. It's really gonna depend on the story and how it's laid out for me. Because I have to say, I know for a fact I will not join the Nosferatu, even if I end up liking them. That's the only exception to that rule that I just said. I will not join the Nosferatu because I do not want to be ugly. I know some people don't care about that, but I do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Perfect timing. We need to go for a ride. Get in, get in, get in. She doesn't wait for your response and jumps behind the wheel of a lavender vintage roadster instead. The engine starts roaring expectantly, causing everyone's heads to turn. Not wanting to attract needless attention, you quickly slip into the back seat of the car. The moment you shut the door behind you, the vehicle sets off, tires screeching. Sorry for not bringing you up to speed first, but hey, this is New York City. Everyone's always in a rush, and this is even more true when you're kindred. Now, allow me to take care of some business, and I'll be right with you. Even as she's zooming through traffic, she's still on her phone, of course. Business? How do you make a living in this city? It's a long story. Do you really want to hear it? Before you manage to answer, she starts talking. So, another extremely online Malk, based in New York, goes by the name of Dev/Null, told me to Google Ethereum a few years ago. That's how I got into Bitcoin. And I found a new religion. 23-year-olds selling visions of governments replaced by benign code and decentralized consensus. Masses ruled by algorithms as just as the laws of physics. Idiot man-child investors trying to shape their realities through sheer fanatical zeal, and dedicated collectors of things as abstract as rare SHA-256 descriptions. Her driving style is far more aggressive and dangerous than you're comfortable with. Is it just you, or does she peek into the rearview mirror more often than she looks straight ahead? You know, I didn't even look at that because I was so focused on reading! A hyper-speculative environment where nothing has real value, only abstract beliefs matter, and your life savings can be ruined by a single bullshit tweet. How could I refuse the allure? I started buying low and selling high on a variety of shady 24/7 exchanges that allowed me with 100 times leverage. As in, they'd lend me 100 times the capital I could bet with. I got lucky at the beginning and kept the ball rolling, shorting and longing impulsively, recklessly. I got to the point where I became too big to fail, and that's when I cashed out. The car comes to an abrupt halt. You bump against the seat in front of you. Okay, this story will be continued later. We're here, right at our first stop. I'll need you to do me a favor. Favor? What favor? Nothing too difficult. Literally a jump in, jump out kind of deal. See that weird guy in a Yankees cap standing around the corner? Approach him, tell him you're... Take the phone he gives you and bring it here. Get going, honey. It's illegal to park here. You jump out of the car and approach the man. Hope is pointed out. Not a lot you can tell about him based on his appearance aside from the fact he seems pretty shady. The guy assumes a comically threatening pose as you approach him. The hell do you want? I'm young, hot, petite, ingenuous. Oh, no offense, but I kinda expected a girl. I mean, no, yeah, my bad for assuming. Damn. He takes a phone out of his pocket and covertly passes it to you. Everything has been prepared and preloaded according to your instructions. Should take about 2 minutes to transfer the data. Now get out of here. The man walks away with an exaggerated hip-hop gait. You jump back into Hope's car. She immediately steps on the gas. You got the phone. You're the best. Pass it to me, please. She connects the two smartphones using a cable and begins some sort of data transfer. Looks like it's an identical model. After a minute or so, the process is complete. All right. Goodbye, lovely. You've served me well. Hope opens the car window, grabs her old phone. You're not expert enough to recognize the exact model, but it definitely looks like it had an $800 price slapped on it, and tosses it out the window. Surprised, you look behind you and see a car in the opposite lane run over the abandoned device. Hope notices your quizzical look. I've been needing a lot of burner phones lately, and I'm not going to use some cheap piece of shit, so it's in a pretty expensive necessity. Intersection, red light. She takes advantage of the moment to shoot a driving selfie that strategically excludes her face and upload it to Instagram. You notice her handle there is @Versailles See Beauty. Now I was telling you a story. She was cashing out. That's the last thing she said. Cashing out. Right. At some point toward the end of 2017, I become convinced I needed to cash out. There was no way the bubble was going to last forever. Hey, what's up, Lucid? I always knew there would be no grapes of wrath for the cryptocurrency era. It would have to be a series of profoundly antisocial, disconnected events. The whole crypto culture was a decentralized church of lone millennials who rejected all established modern values and kept atoning for the original sin of not buying Bitcoin back in 2013. Another abrupt last-second turn. You were pressed against the window. What the hell is it with her driving style? Bet a life you never wanted to live anyway and get a chance to win a priceless pile of nothing. Untether yourself from all worldly desires. Find joy in suicidal ideation. To this day, money holds no real value for me. It's as abstract as a video game score, a bunch of numbers on the screen. This joyless world changed me forever. I knew I had to escape. So I took my piles of fictional dollars to a new arena, elite New York City social circles. Not because I wanted to scam them and make more, but because I wanted to finally have some goddamn fun. I mean, of course I had to scam them in the process. but it was only in service of becoming something more than a star, a constellation. Another abrupt stop, this time next to the entrance of a shifty-looking back alley. Alright, friend, this time you're at Leaky Gut Syndrome. Whistleblower extraordinaire. Whenever a press sneak fuck wants a leak, you've got it. Got it? Sorry for putting you out there in my place, but I only personally contact people as a last resort. Gets harder to protect my identity each time I show my face. And since I've got you, our man is waiting for you in this back alley. He's paying back a favor with a flash drive containing crucial information we need to stay safe in this city. Retrieve it, I'll circle the area, make sure we aren't in danger right now. When you're done, get back here and I'll pick you up. Everything clear? Good. You exit the car and see it drive away in a hurry, then head into the narrow passageway. Sure enough, there's a man waiting for you at the end of the back street, unshaven, wearing wrinkled clothes with a nervous eye tick. He looks even dodgier than the last guy you met. When you approach, he gives you a mean look. You lost or something? I'm at Leak Gut Syndrome. You said you got a little something that might interest me. Of course. Straight to the point, aren't you? Alright then. Clumsily, he produces a USB stick from his front shirt pocket and holds it before your face. When you reach out to take it, he pulls his hand back and gives you a sly grin. Getting all this data was risky, you know. Miss Montgomery is an unusually secretive person. Digging up dirt on her took more effort than I expected. Effort that should be rewarded, I think. The more you ask around about her, the more you expect a letter saying, "Give up your inquiries, which are completely useless," at your doorstep, perhaps attached to severed cat head. You catch my drift? The secrecy surrounding her screams, friends in high places. Brave New World Order. Illuminati shit, you know? Makes me think I deserve some hazard pay. I want to agree with him just to get it over with, but I don't know how much money I have. And I think he's just trying to bluff me, so refuse and bluff. I ran a background check on you. You're not just some random schmuck off the street. No way you didn't know what you were walking into when you took on this job. And if you really didn't, I doubt you're the kind of journalist who can gather intel worth shit. You're bluffing the hell out of him, unsure if it's going to work. It does. The man spits on the ground angrily and raises his hands in surrender. Alright. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. My bad, okay? He extends the hand holding the flash drive toward you again. You take it. Oh yeah, one more thing. Not really sure what it's about, but one of my informants claims you might be interested in this. He reaches into his inner jacket pocket and presents you with something wholly unexpected. It's a bag of blood, labeled simply as ABRH. You take a closer look, but that doesn't answer any of the questions that just appeared in your mind. You peek into the journalist's cold, blue eyes and see them twitch uncontrollably. Don't ask me. They said you'll know what to do with it. Leaky gut. Come on, take it. This seems sketchy. This seems really sketchy. I'm not gonna just drink it. I know that. I'm gonna accept it for now. Fine, I'll take it. You grab the bag. Anything else? Yeah, I don't think so. Thanks for your cooperation. Another eye twitch in an awkward silence. You hide the blood bag under your clothes and leave the alley the way you came. Hope's car appears behind the corner just as you walk out onto the street. It doesn't even fully stop when you approach, but slows down just enough so that you can jump in. That's really weird. The moment you close the door, she leans into the gas pedal with her full strength, causing the engine to roar. Her driving style definitely doesn't reflect how laid back she seems as a person. We got it? You throw the flash drive onto the seat next to her. Perfect. Any chance? Perfect. Any problems? How did the meeting go? You relate the entire back alley encounter to her. Toward the end of the story, you notice she's not staring at the road or her phone, but directly at your face. The realization startles you. You've got that bag of blood with you. You place it on the seat next to her. She peeks at the label. She looks at it again. Then she steps on the brakes. Fuck, 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 fuck! I'm okay. She grabs both the bag and the flash drive you've obtained and throws them out the window. Looks like that's her favorite method of taking care of problems. The bag was a message. AB negative used to be my blood type. It's the rarest one found in less than 1% of the United States population. Glad you didn't drink it. Who knows what they've done to the bag? Boom! I knew it! Some New York City vets can tell you wild stories about using irradiated blood to locate and kill other kindred. Seriously? Glad I didn't drink that from him. Better safe than sorry, yeah? Still, I wonder if they would have done anything to his blood. That would be some kind of 5-dimensional chess move. But yeah, this contact is compromised and needs to be cut off. Goodbye, my journalist frenemy. And goodbye, dear at Leaky Gut Syndrome. You've both outlived your usefulness. After a brief period of hesitation, she deletes the whistleblower extraordinaire account and sighs. Another one bites the dust. I've got another story to finish. I was talking about Bitcoin and then... where did I stop? Oh god. Where did she stop? Scamming, I believe. No, New York City elites. It's not Constellation. Okay, if anyone's here, feel free to shout me out where she stopped if you were paying attention too, because I lost track because of what was going on. The whole blood thing kind of distracted me. I think it's scamming or New York City elites. I think that's the last thing I remember is like, she said that it's not just for scamming, she wanted to have fun. That's the last thing, and I know she talked about the elites, but I don't know if that was before or after the scamming. I'll wait like 30 seconds, you know? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with scamming. Scamming. All right, you know who saw the real face of this city? Anna Delvey. Ever heard of her? A Russian working class girl born as Anna Sorokin. She moved to New York in 2013 and convinced everyone that she was this insanely rich trust fund kid, a wealthy German heiress. Manhattan elites totally fell for it, and they bought it for years while she swindled them. She only got arrested in 2017 after having stolen almost $300,000. Sorokin creator Delvey persona out of thin air convinced everyone that she was going to set up an art fund and kept tasting all of life's finest pleasures while being basically broke. She even made up a fake family financial advisor, then killed him off when he became a liability. And apparently, most of her rich victims never admitted to being scammed out of shame. By now you're sure. The way she scrutinizes her surroundings, her reckless driving. She's trying to escape somebody. Now Delvey's locked up with murderers and Rikers, writing her memoirs, apparently picking a lot of fights. Bless her heart, she'll forever be an inspiration. But I have more advantages than she ever did. I have my own considerable funds, and I can rely on many more made-up people than just some old-ass financial advisor. A whole bunch of fake content creators and influencers that every rich dumbass wants to get in touch with and collaborate makes it super easy to earn more money than I invest. You've seen it firsthand, both as a deceiver and the deceived. It's a city of illusions. Make non-existent money, come up with a fictional status, play nonsensical Camarilla games. And one day, you might just find yourself at the top. Alright, we're reaching our last stop. You look around. You're coming up on a parking garage. You're gonna take an elevator to the 70th floor. Give the masked man you meet in front of the door this memory card. It contains an art house movie I made. By art house, you mean vampiric movie. Yes, a movie you've seen me rehearse in my haven. You didn't think I was doing that just for show, did you? I found something filthy rich Manhattan pervs who will pay a fortune for a convincing vampire camp show. I don't need money, but their IT industry connections gave me an idea. When we give them this memory card, we'll gain access to tech that should allow us to take on my biggest enemy in this city. So your nickname this time is going to be... a crash. You're momentarily dazed and can't immediately understand what happened. The first thing you know for sure is, if you were still a normal human being, you'd be dead for sure. You replay the last few seconds in your head. The other car appeared out of nowhere, and it crashed into Hope's vehicle at the maximum speed it was able to achieve in this closed-off space. The driver has already managed to kick open the mangled door next to him and stumble out of his seat. Now he wordlessly approaches the trunk and takes a large caliber silenced pistol out of it. He starts approaching the lavender wreck of Hope's car, obviously ready to finish the job that he started. You have to be fast and violent. It's you or him now. I know I should probably use celerity to outrun him, but I also want to attack him. I really want to attack him right now, but I feel like if I attack him, I'm just gonna get shot. See, outrun his gun could mean that I run away and I'm faster than his gun, or it could mean I outrun his gun while attacking him. It's not really specifying because it says attack the man, which I just straight up attack him, which I don't see that going well. So I'm just gonna use celerity. Your instincts take over. The world stops moving just as you start running. He can see you, of course, but not as a well-defined shape. It's a blur and its speed is faster than his aim. It gets closer to him. He's scared. It's next to him. He's terrified. A series of superhumanly swift punches ruptures his body in all sorts of horrifying ways. His world briefly turns into an ocean of agony, and then disappears forever. You stand above the gunman's body, trying to calm yourself and your killer instincts. That's when you hear her voice. Hope slithers out of her car and sees you standing over your assailant. Huh, you did pretty good. She approaches the body of the driver you killed and kicks it so she can take a better look at it. Upon seeing the front of the corpse, she lets out an annoyed grunt. Knew it would be this asshole. He's been following us all day, and I know just who he belongs to. Even before she's done talking, she's already trying to reach someone through a video call. Eventually, she succeeds. You see a nonchalant woman in business casual on her smartphone screen. Kara Montgomery, how may I help you? Didn't expect to see, or you to have ever reached me through this channel. Have you thought things through? Wait, did something happen? Did something happen? Your fucking ghoul just tried to kill me. You crazy bitch, that's what fucking happened. Calm yourself, for Christ's sakes. This is a baseless accusation. I know he's from Double Spiral. He's been working at your motherfucking company. Come on. You know I can't be held responsible for the independent actions of my subordinates. Why don't we just meet up and talk it over? Hope disconnects the call and instantly blocks Kara from contacting her. You corporate shithead! You make me sick. Tired, she turns her gaze to the dead ghoul. I'll dispose of him. Help me put him in my car. 30 seconds later, his body is laying on the back seat of the lavender-colored wreck. Okay, good. You take a look at the scene of carnage in front of you. Every second we're here gets us closer to a serious Masquerade violation. I'll have to exchange my palm or worthy masterpiece for a good some other time. She gets behind the wheel and you follow her inside the car. Meet me in my haven when I tell you it's safe. For now, I need to dump this asshole somewhere, get my car fixed, and plan our counterattack. You guide Hope to your own haven. She drops you off, and before she leaves, she makes what's about to become perfectly clear. If we want to survive in this city, Carr Montgomery needs to die. She disappears into traffic, and you disappear into your place. Well, damn, guys. That shit got real. But anyways, this is where I'm going to be leaving it today, guys, so thank you for stopping by. I once again forgot to fix the camera issue right here because I cut it for the new screen I'm using for Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York, and the same one that will be used for Bloodlines, the camera frame. That is right here. I had to cut, but I will fix it, guys. Do not worry. Either way, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, or follow, depending on the platform you're watching this on. I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm glad it's picking up. I really liked how this went. It was interesting. Once again, sorry I can't do a shit ton of voices, and I'm not really gonna attempt it. I'm just here to enjoy the story, read it out to you, and I hope you guys enjoy the story. Hope you're enjoying what's happening. Feel free to share what you would have done for any of the choices I made. And if you want to talk off stream or about any future games coming out, any games that you're playing right now, or just anything, specifically this game too, you can do that below in the comment section, or you can join the Discord community, and I'll reply as soon as I possibly can. If you want to go that extra step, mile, whatever, I almost said smile, but if you want to go the extra mile to show your support for what I do, don't forget to check out the Patreon link below where you can become a Patreon member, or you can just donate. Obviously it's optional, but either way, this is where I'm gonna end it for now. I may be doing a Siege stream later, so I will catch you guys tomorrow, like I do every single day for my main series, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was cool hanging out with each of you. See you later.